Welcome to Cupid's Logic, where love meets predictive intelligence. We decode attraction, conflict, attachment, and compatibility, so you can know if it will last before you commit.
Welcome to Cupid's Logic. I am your host, Craig Pruitt, and today we are diving into a 10-minute diagnostic that turns everyday texting habits into a practical forecast of trust, attachment triggers, and whether your digital rhythm will deepen or destabilize a relationship.
Hook. Imagine scrolling your phone at 2 a.m., reading the same message 3 times because one tiny ping has your heart racing. You stay up inventing reasons, rehearsing replies, replaying tone. That mental cost, the hours, the anxiety, the doubt is real. Today, I want to give you a reliable diagnostic so those pings don't own your mood anymore. Instead of guessing what a text means, you'll have a simple checklist that turns patterns into predictions.
Section 1. Why Messages Matter and the 5 Core Signals. First, a quick frame. Texts aren't just words. They're repeated behaviors. Timing, rhythm, the way someone repairs a misstep, and behavioral data is often more reliable than intention or excuse. When attachment systems light up, they show up in texts: quicker pursuit, clipped replies, or long silences. Reading those patterns is like watching micro behaviors over time that predict bigger moves in months, not just in minutes. Now, the 5 core signals you can observe right now: latency patterns, reciprocity ratio, tone drift, escalation punctuation, and boundary responsiveness. I'll walk each one and what it actually predicts. Signal 1, latency patterns. This is not just single response times, it's the rhythm over weeks. A partner who consistently replies within a predictable window creates low cognitive load. A partner who's hot and cold, immediate bursts, and then multi-day gaps, reliably predicts attachment volatility, anxiety in one partner, withdrawal in the other, and frequent escalation when expectations mismatches collide. Signal 2, reciprocity ratio. Ask yourself, over 10 exchanges, who starts conversations, who expands them, who offers emotional check-ins? Healthy reciprocity looks like balanced initiative and emotional bids being met. A skewed ratio, one person doing near all the emotional labor, predicts long-term resentment and eventual disengagement if nothing changes. Signal 3, tone drift. Do messages over days subtly shift from warmth to efficiency? Tone drift, a slow slide from playful to curt, is one of the quietest danger signs. It often precedes a broader emotional disconnection because the small changes go unchecked until they become habit. Signal 4, escalation punctuation. Exclamation overload, all caps, or sudden one-line accusations after hours of silence are markers of poor regulation. They predict conflict spirals, where text becomes a weapon rather than a channel for repair. Signal 5, boundary responsiveness. This is how someone respects requests about response windows, not texting during work, or how they respond when you say you need space. Consistent boundary respect predicts secure attachment and trust. Repeated boundary crossing predicts erosion of safety. Section 2, the signal-to-noise checklist and 2 short cases. I'll give you a 60-second scoring method you can use tonight. It's simple. Score each core signal 0 to 2. 0 for risky, 1 for inconsistent, 2 for healthy. Add them up. 0 to 4 is high risk, 5 to 7 is medium risk, 8 to 10 is low risk for relationship instability over the next 6 to 12 months.
How to apply it fast? Pick a recent 2-week window. Look at 10 representative exchanges and score latency patterns, reciprocity, tone drift, escalation markers, and boundary responses. You can do this in 10 minutes. That's the point. The checklist is a probe, not a verdict. Use it to start a conversation, not to prosecute a partner.
Case A, green flag rhythm. Over 2 weeks, replies averaged within a predictable window. Initiative shared 50-50, tone stayed warm, few escalation markers, and boundaries were respected when raised. Score, 9 out of 10. Forecast, low risk. That rhythm predicts growing trust and a capacity to repair small slights before they escalate. Case B. Risk pattern. Short bursts of intense messaging followed by days of silence. One partner starting most conversations, subtle, curt replies that became more frequent, and repeated boundary crossings. Score, 3 out of 10. Forecast, high risk. Left unaddressed, this pattern usually precedes an anxious pursuer/distancer dynamic, repeated breakups, or slow emotional disengagement. Section 3. What happens if you ignore these signals and quick repair thresholds you can test? If you ignore consistent risky signals, small mismatches compound. Anxiety builds when pings are unpredictable. Trust erodes when boundaries are crossed repeatedly, and partners end up replaying the same fights with higher stakes. It's not dramatic, it's predictable.
But there's good news. Short, specific repair moves create real change if the partner is willing. Use these repair thresholds as tests. 1. Make a concise observation and ask for a commitment to small change. Script. I notice I'm often waiting longer than I expect for replies, and it makes me anxious. Can we agree on a check-in window when we're busy? 2. For tone drift, name it gently and ask for curious clarification. That message felt short. Are you okay? 3. For boundary issues, be specific and set a measurable test. If I say I need space for 2 hours, can you pause replies until I check back?
Curious. When you offer these repair moves, watch how the partner responds over 2 weeks. 2 outcomes matter. Do they acknowledge and change behavior? And do they repair without defensiveness? If yes, your checklist score should improve. If no, treat that as additional data, not a failure, but information about long-term fit.
Recap. Texts are behavior. Use the 5 signals: latency patterns, reciprocity ratio, tone drift, escalation punctuation, and boundary responsiveness. Score them quickly and run small repair trials. This gives you a defensible forecast of whether a relationship's communication system is ready for bigger steps like moving in, engagement, or planning a future together. Are you ready for the truth?
If you want the guided worksheet and a privacy-aware signal-to-noise checklist you can use tonight, visit cupidslogic.com. There you'll find a downloadable audit, anonymized examples, and a short tool that helps you convert your scores into a low, medium, high risk forecast. Use it as a probe, then have a calm conversation. I would love to hear your thoughts and how the checklist works for you.
Thanks for listening to Cupid's Logic. Remember, you're not bad at relationships. You've been flying blind. Be honest with yourself, run the audit, and if it helps, come back and tell us what you found. Let's get serious for a moment. Small changes in texting can change the trajectory of a relationship. Are you ready for the truth? I'm Craig Pruitt. Until next time.
This has been Cupid's Logic. Stop flying blind in love. Visit cupidslogic.com and let the Prism engine reveal what your relationship data already knows.